Tottenham took 4 points off Manchester City last season. Could they be the team to end Pep Guardiola's long winning run? BBC Sport football expert Mark Lawrenson says, Spurs need to come up with a decent display and preferably result against one of the other top 6 teams from last season. Otherwise they are just going to be labelled as flat-track bullies. Lawro is going for a 1-1 draw. Do you agree? You can make your own predictions now, take on Lawro and other fans, create your own league and try to make it to the top of the table by playing the new-look BBC Sport Predictor game. Lawro scored 130 points in Week 17, which meant he climbed to 2,808th place out of more than 325,000 users. He will be making a prediction for all 380 top-flight games this season, against a variety of guests. This week, Lawro takes on actor and WWE star John Cena, who admits he is not exactly a football expert. Cena told BBC Sport, "If I had to name some famous footballers, I would start and end with Cristiano Ronaldo. That's it. If I were to play myself, I would be on the bench because I have watched a few games, and it is a lot of running. I don't run very well, or very far. I could maybe go in goal, but there is a lot of pressure on the goalie, because the net is so big and the goalies are so small, so it is tough to block the shots. So, I think being an inspirational coach might be my best role." Cena has never been to a Premier League game, but did enjoy a trip to White Hart Lane when he was wrestling in London in 2008. "Tottenham were playing the same night I had a WWE event in London," he explained. "But I was able to go and see the stadium and I was lucky enough to actually walk on the pitch. I really loved it because it was right in the heart of the city. It reminded me of an old baseball stadium with its nostalgia and tradition. I got to hear about the Spurs being the working man's team, I got to meet the coach and it was beautiful to see the bright green pitch amidst all the city concrete. So I was taken aback by the passion of the sport, although I never got to see them play." A correct result, picking a win, draw or defeat, is worth 10 points. The exact score earns 40 points. Lawro's predictions. All kickoffs 1500 hours GMT unless otherwise stated. Saturday. Leicester v Crystal Palace, 12:30 GMT. Crystal Palace are on a decent run, and unbeaten in 6 games now, but they are still yet to score an away goal this season, and Leicester are one of the form teams in the Premier League right now. I don't know what Claude Puel has done, but I think he might have watched some footage from matches from the Fox's title-winning season and thought, let's get back to playing that way. If you play to your strengths and you have got some very good players, then, more often than not, it works. Puel was very gracious after Leicester beat his old club Southampton on Wednesday, but he will have had a big smile on his face all the way back home from that game, and rightly so. Lawro's prediction, 2-0. Cena's prediction. Foxes are a sly species but fly eagles, fly, as they say in the United States. 0-1. Arsenal v Newcastle. The story at Newcastle is now as much about what is happening off the pitch as it is on it, because it would appear a deal for a takeover is imminent. That is good news, but the trouble is their results have been so bad they are in a situation now where they somehow have to find a way to stop the rot. Magpies boss Rafa Benitez has been trying to change things, without success. The outcome is still the same, and it is usually a defeat. They have picked up only 1 point from their past 8 games and are sliding towards the relegation zone. As for Arsenal, well, they are wobbling a bit with 2 points from their past 3 games. But, if you are having a hiccup like that, the team you want to play next is the one on a run like Newcastle are, which is why I am going for a Gunners win here. Lawro's prediction, 3-0. Cena's prediction. These are 2 teams I am mildly familiar with because his partner, Nicole's brother JJ, is a huge Arsenal fan. So, I am going to have to pick Newcastle here, just to get him all riled up. 0-1. Brighton v Burnley. Like Newcastle, Brighton are in a bit of a rut as well, with only 2 points from their past 6 games, and they failed to score in 4 of those matches. It is the same with Huddersfield, who have gone through a dip too. All 3 promoted clubs are finding out how unforgiving the Premier League is. Burnley are obviously doing very well at the moment, and are up in 6th place. The Clarets had to dig in to find a way of beating Stoke on Tuesday night, but they have been extremely good at winning tight matches this season. If the Seagulls sit in, however, and make Burnley take their game to them, and I have no reason to think they won't, it might make things a bit more difficult for Sean Dyche's side. That is why I am going for a draw. Lawro's prediction, 1-1. Cena's prediction, 0-0. Chelsea v Southampton. Chelsea responded to their defeat by West Ham by getting a really good result at Huddersfield on Tuesday, despite not having a recognized striker in their starting 11. Southampton looked good against Arsenal at the weekend, but they were well beaten by Leicester on Wednesday. Saints have only won one of their past 8 league games, and it is hard to see that record improving at Stamford Bridge. Lawro's prediction, 2-0. Cena's prediction, from where I am from, in Massachusetts, Southampton is a pretty cool place, so I am going to have to pick them, only because of how it relates to the States. I know, such a bad way to pick. 0-2. Stoke v West Ham. West Ham have started to pick up some points, and to follow their narrow defeat at Manchester City with a win over Chelsea and a draw with Arsenal has produced some positivity around the place. After 4 defeats in their past 5 games, Stoke do not have much of a feel-good factor at the moment, and Potter's boss Mark Hughes is probably under more pressure than he has ever been since he has been there. But the Potters' performance in their 1-0 defeat against Burnley on Tuesday was much better than the result. If they play like that again, they should get something to show for it. Lawro's prediction, 1-1. Cena's prediction, who doesn't love a good ham? It provides you with nourishment, happiness and a sense of community. It is always served at a big family function gathering. I like West Ham. 0-1. Watford v Huddersfield. Watford have dropped points from winning positions in 2 of their past 3 matches, but I can't see the same happening against Huddersfield. The Terriers have not picked up a single point after going behind this season, and have won only 1 game on the road full stop, against Crystal Palace on the opening day. Lawro's prediction, 2-0. Cena's prediction, 1-0. Man City v Tottenham, 17:30 GMT. It is really important for Tottenham that Mauricio Pochettino's side acquit themselves well here. Spurs' record under him in the big games, especially away from home, has been poor, just 1 win in 17. City have just been great and Tottenham will have to be at their best to hold them up, but I think they can be the team to do it. Lawro's prediction, 1-1. Cena's prediction, everyone in the internet world is going to think I am going to choose the Spurs. You're right. Tottenham all the way. 0-1. Sunday. West Brom v Man United, 14:15 GMT. I was at Anfield on Wednesday night and West Brom deserved their point against Liverpool. The Baggies were really well set up at the back, as you would expect because this is still Tony Pulis' team in terms of personnel. New West Brom boss Alan Pardew is still waiting for his first win, but his side had chances. Hal Robson Kanu hit the top of the bar and Ahmed Hegazi should have scored from a corner. Salomon Rondon did well too, without really looking like scoring. He held the ball up brilliantly, so there was plenty of reasons for encouragement. But they are at home on Sunday and they have got to press on a little bit, which will suit United when they hit them on the break. Lawro's prediction, 0-2. Cena's prediction, comparatively speaking, Manchester United is a household name, like the New York Yankees in the States. So it is tough to pick against the Top Gun. I hear they are very good, so they are probably going to score a lot. Obviously that means my prediction for that game is 0-1. Bournemouth v Liverpool, 16:30 GMT. Liverpool have had an iffy week, dropping points against Everton and West Brom. The Reds were pretty ordinary against the Baggies. Jurgen Klopp played the so-called Fab Four after people moaned when he rested a couple of them at the weekend, but it didn't make any difference, they all just had a poor night. Bournemouth have hit another sticky patch too, although their poor run has lasted a bit longer. The Cherries came back from 3-1 down with 15 minutes to go to win this game 4-3 in December 2016, but I don't see them staging a repeat. In many ways this is the perfect game for Liverpool, because Bournemouth will not sit in. They will come at the Reds, and I think Klopp's side will pick them off. Lawro's prediction, 0-2. Cena's prediction, 0-1. Monday. Everton v Swansea, 20:00 hours GMT. Everton are another team on the up, while Swansea are still struggling. It is interesting to see Wayne Rooney playing so well for the Toffees, while former Swansea playmaker Gylfi Sigurdsson is looking more like his old self too. You have got to give Sam Allardyce credit, because he inherited the same imbalanced squad they had at the start of the season, only he is getting results with it. Yes, he has had a bit of luck, but that is allowed. Don't we all want a lucky manager? But it is not a surprise that Everton have kept a clean sheet in 4 of Allardyce's 5 games in charge so far. Luck is not involved there. This is a far more important game for Swansea than their previous one, their 4-0 defeat at home to Manchester City. It will be a lot closer too, but I think it will end in the same way. Lawro's prediction, 2-0. Cena's prediction, 0-1. Lawro was speaking to BBC Sports' Chris Bevan. How did Lawro do last time? From the midweek Premier League games, Lawro got 7 correct results, including 2 perfect scores, from 10 matches, for a total of 130 points. He drew with indie band Shed 7 because, although singer Rick Witter got 6 correct results with no perfect scores, for a total of 60 points, guitarist and keyboardist Joe Johnson also got 7 correct results, including 2 perfect scores, matching Lawro's tally of 130 points. Foster and Cram both provided predictions on Week 1, but only Foster's score contributes to the guess total. Anderson and Moeen both provided predictions on Week 9, but only Anderson's score contributes to the guess total. Witter and Johnson both provided predictions on Week 17, but only Johnson's score contributes to the guess total. Lawro's best score, 150 points, Week 8 v Wretch 32. Lawro's worst score, 40 points, Week 4 v Amaniora and Bell, and Week 5 v Non-Stanford.